heard from Talking Thrones in a while, but I definitely was on edge for episode 9 of House of the Dragon, and I can't wait for the breakdowns with new rock stars. But we're definitely going to be looking to the preview of what's to come for the season finale of House of the Dragon. So subscribe to Talking Thrones, because this is where I go before the new episode, because you know he's going to lay it all the way on the line. So let's check this out. House of the Dragon, episode 10 preview, The Black Queen from Game of Thrones, Talking Thrones.
The Realm. Do you know what the Realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon video. In this new video, I want to have a look at House of the Dragon's exciting and incredibly shocking final episode. After watching the most recent episode of House of the Dragon, and knowing where things are heading in this Season 1 finale, I know we're about to be in for one hell of an amazing ride. The Dance of the Dragons will officially begin in the following episode. Although I'm not ready for the season to be over, I'm more than ready to see what will happen this Sunday. Everyone fighting for Alicent and Aegon, as well as everyone fighting for Rhaenyra and Daemon, will need to heighten their security and defenses if they want to survive House of the Dragon, because the fire is finally about to rain. There is one thing all of you will want to have on your side if you want to make sure you're safe whenever heading into battle online. I want to discuss the sponsor of this video, Atlas VPN. As I'm sure most of you already know, all of us are at risk of having our identity stolen on a daily basis as more and more of our information and data goes onto the internet. What some of you might not know is that one of the best ways of stopping this from happening is by the use of a VPN service. I actually use mine every day. In fact, I won't turn on any of my devices unless I'm already connected. Well, this month I've joined forces with Atlas VPN to bring you the most affordable deal on online protection for as little as $1.99 each month. They also give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, other than guarding your online identity, Atlas VPN also blocks malware and malicious links. They will make sure your Google searches are private, and they'll give you access to online shopping deals and even notify you whenever someone is trying to steal your identity. One of my favorite things about Atlas VPN is it also gives you access to other regions' content on the different streaming services like Netflix. For example, if something is only available in the UK, all you have to do is switch your IP address to gain access to it in the US. Right now, Atlas VPN is running a massive discount to where you can actually get a 3-year subscription for only $1.99 each month. And don't forget, that also has a 30-day money-back guarantee. All of you can jump on that deal right now before time runs out by going to the link in my description. I recommend grabbing that deal now. Once again, I would like to thank Atlas VPN for sponsoring the video. Now let's see what will happen in the final episode of House of the Dragon's first season. One of the very first things we see in HBO's official new video is Rhaenys and her dragon melees racing to Dragonstone to inform Rhaenyra of her father's death, as well as Aegon's coronation. Now Rhaenyra will know the Greens have their sights set on her and her sons, however, they don't want all of them dead, at least not right away. In another scene from the final episode, we do see Daemon and Ser Otto reuniting on Dragonstone's bridge. Not only does Ser Otto have members of the Kingsguard behind him, but so does Daemon as well. Some of them are fighting for Aegon and his side, while the others are there for Rhaenyra and Daemon. Now, if you look at Ser Otto in this photo, notice how there is someone standing right in the middle of him and Daemon. That looks like Rhaenyra holding a letter, while she is wearing a crown on her head. That should be her father's, who was hand-delivered by the Cargill brother who was helping Rhaenys escape from King's Landing. It does seem Ser Otto has brought an offer to settle things without any actual bloodshed, but that letter must say something insulting, and that's why Daemon is holding out his sword. As you all know, this does make the second time we've seen Daemon shove his Valyrian steel in Ser Otto's face in this same exact location. It will be very interesting to see how and why Daemon will allow him to live after this. We already know how much they hate each other, and although Daemon does look to be outnumbered here, we all know there are several dragons right behind them on Dragonstone. They could easily have Ser Otto and Sir Criston Cole burned alive right now if they really wanted. Obviously, Rhaenyra and Daemon will not accept their offer. Anything less than Rhaenyra getting the Iron Throne is seen as unacceptable. She wants what is rightfully hers, and they will fight to get it. In this final episode, we will see Rhaenyra form a small council of her own, known as the Black Council. The major members who will make up Rhaenyra's Black Council are Daemon, Rhaenys, Lord Corlys Velaryon, and her sons Jace and Lucerys, as well as several members of the King's Guard. Now, if you noticed in the most recent episode, we heard the Greens discuss how Lord Baratheon of Storm's End still hasn't swore fealty to either side. This is something we will see get brought up again in the last episode when Rhaenys says Lord Baratheon should favor them since she is of that blood on her mother's side. Obviously, everyone will be fighting to get all of the remaining major houses on their side because they will need every man they can get to win and hold on to the Iron Throne. We did see something like this in Game of Thrones when Jon and Sansa tried to win over many houses in the north before fighting Ramsay. Well, it will be no different here in House of the Dragon. There are still several houses in Storm's End, the Vale, White Harbor, and Winterfell who need to swear fealty to either Rhaenyra or Aegon. In this season finale, we will see Rhaenyra's sons Jacaerys and Lucerys offer to go to these houses so they can get them to join their mother. That's what you see happening in this scene right here. Now, Rhaenyra will allow her sons to go so long as they go as envoys only. She does not want them fighting under any circumstances. Now, since Jacaerys is the older son, Rhaenyra will have him go on the longer and more dangerous mission. He will go to the Vale, White Harbor, and Winterfell, while Lucerys goes on the much shorter flight to Storm's End. We will see them leave right before this episode is over. In the shot of Dragonstone right here, we see 3 dragons leaving the island. I believe that is Jacaerys on his dragon Vermax, Lucerys on his dragon Arax, and that might also be Daemon on his dragon Caraxes. Eventually, Daemon will leave for Harrenhal, so they might have him leave when Rhaenyra's sons fly off on their solo missions. Now, before Daemon does leave Dragonstone, we will see him introduce us to a new dragon in the show. Here we see the old dragon Vermithor, who was once ridden by King Jaehaerys Targaryen, who we did meet in the first episode of this season. Vermithor is already very old, and it hasn't had a rider since Jaehaerys died several decades ago. Either Daemon is looking for more dragon eggs because they will need them, or he's looking in after the dragons because he also knows they will need new riders to take them into battle. There are a handful of different dragons living on Dragonstone who will need a new rider. Now, although Rhaenyra has more dragons than her enemies, most of them are either riderless or very small, like the dragons her sons ride. Unfortunately, most of them would be no match for Aemon and his incredibly massive she-dragon Vhagar, who we will also see in this final episode. In fact, this will be one of the greatest scenes from the entire series. Once again, unfortunately for Rhaenyra's son Lucerys Velaryon, he will meet his greatest enemy when he arrives at Storm's End. When Lucerys arrives at the home of House Baratheon, he will immediately notice someone is already there. Aemond and his dragon Vhagar arrived several days earlier, and they've already won over Lord Baratheon. As Lucerys Velaryon enters the Round Hall, Aemond will be there standing beside Lord Baratheon as he hand-delivers his mother's message. During this scene, Aemond will confront Lucerys Velaryon about his eye. As you all know, it was Lucerys who slashed at Aemon's face and removed his eye. Well, as you can imagine, Aemond wants to settle the score. He wants an eye for an eye, and it looks like this scene has been adapted exactly the way it was written in George R. R. Martin's novel Fire and Blood. Here we do see Aemond removing the cover from his eye, and I really hope he will reveal something he has underneath of it. Now, although Lord Baratheon and Aemond have already made a deal, he still doesn't want him fighting little Lucerys in his hall. Lord Baratheon will send Lucerys away with a message of his own, basically letting Rhaenyra know he's not going to be her servant to send against her foes. When Lucerys leaves the hall and runs back outside, you can see there is a massive rainstorm happening right outside of Storm's End, which is very fitting, I might add. Now, this is something I absolutely love because this setting will make for a very ominous, dark, and unsettling scene. Not only is it happening at night, but it's also raining with the lightning and thunder lashing out in the back. Unfortunately for Lucerys Velaryon, there is a scary monster hiding behind the castle walls, and there's another monster right behind him who's looking for vengeance. In another one of these shots, we see Lucerys and his little baby dragon barely flying in the storm. It looks like the wind is about to blow him right off the dragon. And then we get our money shot, as Vhagar's insanely large mouth opens wide as she snaps at something in the sky. Now, if you don't already know, I'm sure most of you can use your imagination and think of how this will end. I won't go into everything that happens in this scene because I just recently made a video about it where I read exactly what George R. R. Martin had written in Fire and Blood. As I've said before, this will be one of the greatest sequences in this season as well as the whole show. This will make for an incredibly amazing ending to the first season, and I know there will be millions and millions of fans demanding for more. Now, for those of you who don't know, I will be making videos during the entire off-season. Although the season will be ending on this Sunday, my videos will not stop releasing. Like I did with every season of Game of Thrones and this first season of House of the Dragon, I will make videos about everything that happens during the off-season as they're filming the next one. And I will also make videos about what I think will happen in the second season. Hopefully all of you will stick around for those ones as well. Now, let me know what all of you think about this final episode down below. What do you think will happen, and is there anything I'm overlooking? Leave me some of your thoughts. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. I hope all of you have a great day. I will see you again very soon. Bye.
I think the episode will probably end with Jacaerys dying, just to get that message back to Rhaenyra to be like, yeah, Aemon came in and murked your son. So basically he got his revenge, and then that's going to be a spiral that triggers this war. And yeah, it's going to make for really, really good TV, because you know that's where Daemon is going to jump in. It's like, nah, I got to go hand him. I got to go get him, because that doesn't make any sense. So I'm here for it. This is going to be a really, really good episode, and it's really going to be having everyone like, just keep going, because I want to see more. But this is going to be the season finale. Season 2 is definitely going to be like, whenever we get that trailer for season 2, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready. Man, I love this. This really captivated all of TV right now. When I tell you that, you know, with everything is going on with football and all these other things associated with social media and stuff, House of the Dragon has came out on top of all TV series, you know, like She-Hulk, you got Andor, you got all these different things, Rings of Power. House of the Dragon is #1. And they spare no expense having these dragons and having the production. Is just mwah. Really good TV. I'm here that we can say we are watching Game of Thrones again. So, you guys enjoyed my reaction to the House of the Dragon episode 10 preview, the Black Queen of Game of Thrones from Talking Thrones. Subscribe to my channel. Post comment down below. Like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.